are you cool with Nintendo's new Donkey Kong toy?
I mean, I'm probably gonna buy like 3 of those. Yeah.
I'm not putting my penis in there.
But then again, that means that I would have to give money to Nintendo, which I don't want to do. So
I have to ask, what is that for?
It's some kind of Donkey Kong accessory that you can purchase for $35.
That's a funny comment there. Do these come in mini sizes?
Yeah. That's a dirty little whore right
Yeah.
What are these like all cans? Are these like sock 'em boppers?
I don't know what they are.
Donkey Kong,
fake Donkey Kong barrel vagina.
They're like Donkey Kong.
What the fuck are you supposed to do with it?
I was about to say,
Tom.
Donkey
You have
Kong
sex with it.
It's this reminds me when the social media manager like made a Wigger Wednesdays joke on the actual Nintendo account, and I'm just like, what the were they thinking? Did they think about this for 5 seconds?
Are you really retarded?
Is that Anna?
No, you ask that every time.
Sounds like Anna.
It's Padme from that other movie she was in with I can't remember the name of it, but like Natalie Portman. That's who it is.
You buying one of these in Demian?
Of course.
No, I don't want to give Nintendo any money.
3 of them. He's gonna own 3.
You're gonna give like a sex toy company the money, not really Nintendo.
That's true, yeah.
1 to use, 1 to wash, and then 1 in case he wants to go again.
There you go. No, I'm okay, thanks.
That's when the whores come in.
Maybe if they had a Mass Effect one, then I could be a little more freaky with it. But not.
Are you trying to say
not.
Mass Effect like you got a big dong? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, Mass Effect the game.
I know, but were you trying to be all like?
No, I mean like if for example if it was like Liara or something, be a different story then.
Demian, you're such a nerd. You're such a pure nerd. That's why I love you.
Listen, I love Mass Effect. Okay, it's my favorite sci-fi anything.
He's not letting me down at all.
That's way better than Star Wars. Did you guys actually know that Mass Effect was originally supposed to be a Star Wars?
Now, let's not get hasty.
Yes.
No, it was, and then
Garden State. That's what it is. Yeah, right.
And then Lucas Arts, whatever the hell, didn't want Mass Effect for whatever reason. Like, no, we don't want that. So then they like made it into their own universe.
Glad you're here, Demian, because I got some video game news.
Because they were too good for Mass Effect.
Mass Effect's better than Star Wars.
Star Wars.
This is like the
Final Fantasy
only.
Tactics is like one of the best games ever made.
This
but I
is
am
like one of
worried
the
about
few. Did this come out during PlayStation's Direct?
Yeah.
I pre-ordered the Switch version.
I got the collector's edition for this. Pre-ordered off the Square Enix store.
I didn't like it. I looked at it, but I got the Switch version of this game, so I can play it on my Switch too. Very excited to play this.
Yeah, if anyone hasn't played Tactics, like this is the bona fide like one of the best Final Fantasy games ever made.
Absolutely,
wise.
Great
like,
game.
It's incredible.
Great game. I love these remakes they're doing. If they do them like this, where they're 2D.
Abandon not your way with children of Ivalice, but deliver us from our sins,
Here's Ophelia.
that we might know salvation.
Agrius.
If you feel wronged, blame yourself or the Father.
Why do you fight? Why walk this path of subterfuge and conflict?
The powerful must rule the weak. It is our duty.
Heavens fall upon your crown!
This vile charade has gone on long enough.
Very excited about this game.
It ends now.
It's come out.
I believe it's also made by the same studio that does 14.
Do you remember
Creative Business 3,
when your father showed us how to make a whistle with a bladed quill?
Lita and Ramza. Probably some of the best characters in
Tom,
Final
why are
Fantasy
you
as well.
playing this? Tom,
I'm
we're talking about
bored.
video games, and Tom gets all mad.
I'm bored now. I'm like, what the? I'll probably leave.
The great thing about Tactics though is that like it's basically like if you've never played it, it's basically like imagine Game of Thrones, but it has like the Final Fantasy stuff on it, and it's such a good game. Like
You know what I'm hearing? Nerd shit, more nerd shit, nerd shit.
This
It's
comes
great,
from
it's
a that has like 5 copies of movies.
So what? I know I got my
but
nerd
some
shit.
of them are awful. Like Tom has 4 versions of Godzilla '98. Jaws 3. How many copies of Jaws 3 do you have?
2.
God,
that's too many.
Too many.
Yeah. But just like letting about tactics, if you guys want to know about the world of Final Fantasy Tactics and like you're excited for it and you can't play it yet, obviously, you can play Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac Age. That's set in the same world, but Final Fantasy 12 takes place before Final Fantasy Tactics. They're all set in the same world. But Tactics is basically the world of Final Fantasy 12 after it like basically experiences an extinction level event. So if you want to like know more about the world of Ivalice, go play Final Fantasy 12. And Zodiac Age is an amazing game.
And how many copies of this game does everybody have?
I have
Zodiac
one copy
Age.
Of
I
this
mean,
game.
I have like 2. I have it on PS2 and PS4.
Oh, Mario Kart.
Yeah, but I have it on 2 different platforms.
Yeah, well, I got it on 2 different formats. Actually, 3.
Fair.
Here's a fun Mario Kart. This was a viral clip, but I haven't played it on this show yet, so we're gonna watch it now. So this guy was in first and fell to second.
Looks like a penis.
He's getting cooked.
Yeah, he fell to last place. Look at this.
Why'd he try riding up that dude's ass? Oh, he's a penis.
I've had this happen. Every Mario Kart player has experienced this.
Yep. That's the best. That's Mario Kart.
Yeah, this is Mario Kart.
Mario
Are
Kart
there
I bought was
24
the one on
racers?
Switch 1.
Yeah, it's huge now. Yeah, they have a bunch of racers in it now. I like Mario Kart World. I play the knockout mode a lot. It's basically, it goes down to the last 3 players.
Does the
25.
Zelda characters aren't in the new one, right?
No, they're not in it. Yeah.
That's weird. But okay.
Not
No,
yet.
it said
maybe.
you can be not yet. But they made sure to let you be, the cow. I'd rather be Link than the cow.
Okay, well, yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna buy a Switch personally because like I don't have the time to like also play on another platform, or I guess just too much. Just can't do it.
You're a trophy whore. That's why.
100%.
Yeah.
So like, there's no point for me to
There's
play
no
the Switch.
trophies in a Switch, so you won't
Yeah, it's
play.
pointless. Come on.
Yeah.
They like every system should have like a way for you to show that you've like mastered games. Like even Steam has that.
I like
Xbox has that.
I appreciate your hobby for trophies, but I feel like it becomes such a thing that it detracts from actually just playing the game. Like now you won't play a game. Like you told me
You're all
that you
fucking
didn't
mad 'cause
play.
your mom won't hang it on the refrigerator.
Yeah, he won't play Bolt Gun because there's no
Right.
platinum.
You're right. You're
And
right. That's
Bolt
true.
Gun's a great game.
There's some games that like I look at the trophy list before I play them, then I'll be interested in buying them. And I look at the trophy list and I just go like, oh, that sounds retarded. Like for example, Tales of Symphonia got remastered, and I'm like, oh, I would love to play that game. And then I look at the trophy list and it's like you have to beat Tales of Symphonia like 6 or 7 times to get all the trophies, and I'm like, that's retarded. Like, why would you do
In
that?
some ways, it's kind of like a knock because you don't play games that are legit great. Because
That's true.
of that.
I mean, for Nintendo especially, like I just feel like
You have a problem, sir.
yeah, I've played,
No,
I
understand though. Like it's
I've
a
played
lot
the
of
old school
fun,
ones.
but
I played the
I
old
feel like
school
you
Nintendo
miss out on
games.
good
Oh my
games.
gosh.
So here is the backlash that Nintendo's facing. This is a real thing. Like there's a lot of backlash on this. I cannot believe what Nintendo has done today. They saw everyone voting random online in order to play more 3-lap tracks and really said, guess the solution is to remove 3-lap tracks altogether. Like what the f***? I'm generally in disbelief, and the lack of communication from them is even worse. I don't mind the intermissions once in a while, but playing them every single time after everyone has been actively protesting against them, using the power of their votes, dog, water, fan service. Can't wait to see what the YouTube community will say about this. This is actually a very big thing in the Mario Kart community right now. People are very upset. When I read this, and I was already on this mindset, but goddamn, has Nintendo become very anti-consumer or what? Like, it kind of feels that way to me. And
I
it's
have decided to
it's
start.
crazy.
Oh, I've
Here's the thing
decided.
about Nintendo. They are greedy. People don't realize. People try to defend them all the time,
But this
but
is
like,
petty.
no, that's what I'm saying. But that's Nintendo. The problem is that with Nintendo, they're kind of like the sheer hubris of that company is the fact that like they know that if you want to play Mario Kart, you have to play by the rules. There's no way to really play it in like a legitimate way.
Yeah, but
anyways,
this is a
outside of
little petty.
their
Though.
ecosystem.
I mean, this isn't.
Yeah, but
just
that's
not
Nintendo
winning
though.
a
They're always
fucking
like
match.
they're always
This
been
is
like this.
petty
Though.
as man. And I didn't care. So it's there's very few 3-lap tracks. A lot of them are just long ones with little intermissions. You know, you're on 3/4. It's it's kind of it's like, how dare you not like our vision? Jesus, man.
Yeah, sounds like Nintendo.
I've
This
decided
happens-
to start pirating, or not pirating, using ROMs of my games on my Steam Deck.
Well, this happens a lot with video game companies. Sony has done it twice. They got really arrogant with the PS3. Remember that shit?
But yeah, definitely the worst Sony's ever been was, in terms of their hubris was on the PlayStation 3 because they just fucked themselves over with that. There's really no other way to put it.
And the
then,
Xbox One was the next one.
Yeah. And then like
Xbox
PS5, in
that's
my
not
opinion,
Sony, but Microsoft
PS5 has been just kind of, I don't know what the they're doing with PS5 right now. Like,
Nintendo got arrogant with the Wii U.
yeah, that's true too.
And you know, every time this has happened to a company, it's backfired in their face. I think the Switch 2 could end up becoming their next Wii U.
That's what I've heard a couple people say, that it goes back
Really?
and forth.
I think
Didn't
so.
the Switch 2 like sell the most out of like anything ever?
So they
something?
say. So they say.
I
Well,
don't
no,
know. I
they
feel
had a
like-
3 million console launch, but all they're doing right now is flaunting their diehard fan base. Now, that's a finite number. So, I mean, they need other people to buy it, which the Switch, that definitely happened, but will they upgrade to that Switch 2 at a $500 price point? We'll see.
I mean, I
That's
think
a
they
lot
will
of-
because
that's a lot of money, dude. That's
But here's
half a
the thing, guys.
grand.
Basically, what you need to realize though, with Nintendo fans, and this is with Xbox fans too, right?
Yeah, but I feel like
Is that-
most of them have bought it because
No, that's what I'm saying. Is that like,
but hardcore Nintendo fans have rallied to buy a console before. You know what that console was? The Wii U. You
Yeah,
need
I mean,
more than
the thing is
hardcore
though, is that
fans
with Nintendo
to buy your
fans,
shit.
they've been normalized to accept what Nintendo does to them all the time. And it's gotten to the point where like they don't seem to, maybe they are questioning them now, which thank God if they are, because
That sounds like you're
that can
calling
be-
for a revolution.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? Is that like with like Nintendo, for example, like this whole like, you know, $80 digitally, $90 physically, you know, thing that we're kind of going through now. With that's American, by the way. In Canada, this means if you want to buy a game physically from Nintendo, it's like $120, $130, depending on where you are. And that's without tax. Once you put the tax on, it's obviously higher than that. So
So what I'm hearing is no justice, no peace.
yeah, the thing is like Nintendo fans have like accepted the slop for so long and bought games for so much money, and the games basically
But that's
never go
not
on sale
how
from the first party.
You need more than that, though.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, and then like for example, on the other end of the spectrum, you have the Xbox fans, where they've been so normalized by Microsoft to basically never own anything anyway and just play Game Pass that they don't really buy anything anyway. Unfortunately, like Final Fantasy 16 came to Xbox and apparently it sold like garbage, which doesn't really surprise me because it's like, yeah, you released it on Xbox, so of course that's going to happen. Unfortunately, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying PlayStation fans are somehow like the best fans. They're not. Like they also were kind of in the middle ground where they're kind of being fucked by both sides. But with Nintendo, they've just like the sheer hubris of that company to be like, we're going to make everything more expensive now, especially these days, to me is insane. And that's why we saw like all the third-party games. Like, remember there was that article, you can probably find it somewhere, where basically a bunch of companies were like, oh man, no one's really buying our third-party games on Nintendo consoles. And they're not even full price, all of them. Some of them are like, they're varying in prices, but like they're not selling that well on the Nintendo Switch too. I think only like maybe like Cyberpunk selling, that's pretty much it. Like it's just people don't want to buy these games. They're just Nintendo's just like I said, they're the hubris of that company, man. Like they really think they can get
Is
away with
Rhino
anything just
okay?
because they're Nintendo.